What's up, everybody? We are back with another brand new episode of Bourbon and Blunts.
B&B.
That's right, baby. And today, normal setup as usual. We'll have 2 new questions for what's inside you. And then I want to get into this article. I've been hearing a lot of things lately about mask mandates and fucking lockdowns again. And I found this article after hearing about all these things, too. And it says, Biden's plot to send America back into lockdown must be stopped. This is by the Telegraph, so we're going to get into that a little bit. And then we'll end our segment with a little bit of words of wisdom with my man here, Digital Slang.
Digital slang.
Digital Slang. What else were we talking about, buddy, last episode? So last episode, we talked about Megan Rapinoe and Taylor Swift making bank. I didn't know this, dude. When I was looking that up, T Swift, $740 million she's roughly worth.
It's a lot of loot.
That's a lot of dough. I couldn't imagine that kind of money. I hope I get to imagine that one day. I hope I get to experience that one day.
I don't even need all that.
I don't need all that.
5% of that.
Yeah, whatever. That's totally fine. But yeah, so anyways, my man, let's get into our first segment of...
I need a drum roll.
You do. We should actually have that
We should
on
add
the
a
thing.
drum roll to that.
Yeah.
And then go into...
Hit it again.
It's time for... We need a drum
What's
roll.
inside you? Yeah, I do like a little drum roll there. So, all right, I can go first. But
Yeah, go first.
I got some questions up here. Okay. Been talked about a lot over the past few years, but is tribalism or looking out for others like you innately good, bad, or neutral? Is tribalism good, bad, or neutral?
I hate how they label it.
Tribalism?
Yeah, because it's just people that have something in common, right?
Yeah.
It's just you have something in common with someone.
Yeah, true.
So, I mean, I think it's normal to gravitate towards somebody that you have something in common with.
It is very normal.
Yeah, like you want to be around people that you get along with.
But is that necessarily good, bad, or neutral?
I think it's neutral.
You're going to be neutral?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless the tribalism is devil worshipping. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
no, I got you.
Unless it's something like that.
I got you, which there appears to be a lot of...
I'm sure there's a ton of it.
I feel like there is a lot. Have you seen some of the shirts from Target?
No,
It was like
Target forever.
it was like Satan respects my pronouns type shirts. I'm not exaggerating, dude. I'm being serious. That's kind of fucked up, I feel like.
Not surprised.
Can you imagine like going into a store, just a regular store, and be like, Satan respects my pronouns, and you're like, wait a minute, that seems a little...
Satan for life.
That seems a little off.
It doesn't surprise me.
You
None
know?
of this surprises me.
We're strange times, man. Strange times.
It's always been that way, though. Think about it. It's always been that way.
All right.
With religion and the God and the devil.
Yeah. All right. This is a deep question. Are some people more important than others?
No,
Why do you say that?
they shouldn't be. Everybody's equal.
Are we?
We should be.
Okay.
People view them probably on a hierarchy, but yeah, everybody's created equal.
Under God.
Yeah, and men are flawed. That's why we put people on a pedestal.
We do put people on a pedestal, which I think is dangerous to do so.
Absolutely.
Or, maybe not the best thing to do. I don't say dangerous, but it can be dangerous, I guess.
It has been dangerous.
It has. We do that naturally, I feel like. We put people on a pedestal.
I mean, just the way people look at celebrities.
Just because we put them on a pedestal doesn't mean they're more important, though. Like,
See,
I don't... Maybe just not. Okay,
they're treated more importantly, though.
Yeah, they can be, right? The reality is we're all different. Well, you know what? I'll answer this when it's my turn. Any other thoughts on that, buddy? So you said we're all equal. You said we're all equal, but last podcast you say we're all different.
Well, we're not. We are all different. That doesn't mean we're not all equal.
Okay, elaborate.
Just because you're different doesn't mean you're better.
I agree.
Right? Like,
Yes.
So yes, we can be on the same. I mean, look at sports. Like if we're on the same team.
Yeah.
We're equal because we're on the same team, even though we probably have different skill levels.
Yeah, and somebody might be better than you.
Exactly, but you're still on the same team, so we're equal. But
We're
at the same time,
we're on the same level.
At the same time, you're going to get paid more if you're better. Or,
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So are you really
we're
equal?
we're not treated equally, but we It's
right. It's a tough question, man.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, because the better player should be paid more,
And they are.
but that's not being treated equally.
It's not.
To a certain extent, you are. Right, like if you're in a sports team, like all right,
You're
you're in the same locker room,
Right.
You're on the same flight.
You're basically at the same level.
Yeah,
Right. Competitively.
But
even on that level, there's a hierarchy.
For real, like all-stars or Pro Bowlers
Yeah,
or whatever
man.
it is.
Yeah.
There's always somebody better than you.
Exactly, dude.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. But does that mean they're more important than you?
It shouldn't. But to the team,
Well, I guess it depends on what we're talking about,
to the
right?
team you
to
are.
the team you are,
To the
right?
team
Like
you are, but
Lionel Messi
is
more important than anybody
than
else on that
Joe
freaking
Schmo
team. Exactly.
Who's riding the bench on
right.
that
He
team.
plays 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Who's still making
He's
$10
making
million a
making
year?
bank.
Probably, yeah.
You know, he's doing okay for himself and his
Yeah.
family.
It's
Yeah. All right,
It's
buddy.
a tricky question.
It is a tricky question.
Yeah.
It is. All right. So, is tribalism good, bad, or neutral? I'm going to say it's bad. It is a natural thing for us to gravitate to, people that we agree with or people that are like-minded or whatever. That is a natural thing. The problem with that can be that you start living inside an echo chamber of your social circle. You start interacting with people that maybe only think like you, behave like you, act like you, whatever. And now it could be easy to think like, well, this is my team. This is my tribe. And, oh, you're bringing Sadie up here. Sades. This is my team. This is my tribe. And everybody else who's not on my team and in my tribe is the enemy.
Well,
And that's why I think it's a bad thing, because I don't, obviously I want to interact with people that are like-minded and all that sort of stuff. However, I also want to interact with people that have a different viewpoint as me,
yeah.
because I want to be challenged. I want my thoughts to be challenged. I want to maybe interact with people that can make me better, and hopefully I can do the same thing for them. So tribalism, I think, can be a very bad thing.
Can be.
It can be, for sure. And then, are some people more important than others? Well, unfortunately, I feel like it is just a natural progression, no matter what, right? And this my mind goes to like socialism and communism, where everybody gets the same sort of, for example, like wealth is distributed equally, housing is distributed equally.
Yeah.
But the reality is that will never fucking happen.
Never.
Because at the end of the day, somebody always
Wants more.
Yeah. And achieves more and does more.
Yeah.
Like,
and works for more.
Or under some of those socialist and authoritarian type system, there is a dictator that rises to the top who fucking controls it all. So there's always a hierarchy.
You need a leader. There has to be a leader. Somebody that you go to, or somebody that can answer questions.
I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah, there's always going to be an elder. Call it whatever you want.
Right,
you know
right. There's
I mean?
always
like,
a hierarchy to things. And in that hierarchy,
we have a hierarchy in age. Like if somebody's older than you, you're going to go to them for advice. That's
Potentially.
putting them on a different level.
Very true.
Right?
Now, this is what makes this country the best, is that we are supposed to all have equal rights under the law.
Supposed to.
Yes. Yeah. Well, name one right that you have that I don't have.
Well, we have the same rights.
Exactly.
But we're not treated the same.
We are not
according to
treated the
those
same.
Rights.
We're not treated the same, right? Because we just talked about that, I think, the last podcast.
Trump, yeah.
Right. And all politicians. Yeah. You had the past, I mean, let's see. Well, with Biden now, and then you had Obama, you had Bush, Clinton, Bush. I think between Biden, Bush, Clinton, Bush. Did I say Obama in there? Obama.
Yeah.
I think there was 10 different wars started around the world. 10 different ones. And again, that's just when it comes to war. They'll call it a military conflict or whatever it is.
It's just war.
It's fucking war.
Yeah, it's just war.
Right? They're saying it so they can get around the law. But Congress is the only one that's supposed to be able to declare war. And that hasn't happened.
Apparently not.
Right, apparently not.
Yeah.
So why is that acceptable? Why is it acceptable for people, for our leaders, to go around the world and slaughter millions?
Because nobody could punish them.
There you go. So that's right. There's that hierarchy, right? So we put them on this pedestal as they're this untouchable elite. They're just fucking human beings.
Yeah.
They're just another person. That's all they are.
Whenever I hear about somebody putting somebody on a pedestal, I'm just like, just picture that person taking a shit. or like if you're putting like Taylor Swift on a pedestal, picture Taylor Swift taking a dump.
Yeah, and
you know
she
what
does.
I mean? Like, and she does.
Right. Now she's not on that pedestal.
She's not on
there.
that pedestal anymore.
Like,
I bet you're not looking at it the same right now.
Right. I'm like, ah, you're just like
picture
me.
Taylor Swift walking around with the runs. You know what I mean? Like, she's not the same person anymore.
She's not the same person.
Because it's happened.
For sure.
It's happened.
Absolutely.
So
She's
stop putting these people on pedestals.
Yeah, they're just human beings. They are talented in their field.
Of course.
Right.
Super talented.
Right, and we appreciate that. However, they're just a human being.
Just people.
That's right, man.
Yeah.
All right, give me your questions there, Sadie.
Sadie, you want to get down? You think she wants
Well,
to get down?
you brought her up.
Yeah, let me.
All right, put her down. Put her
Let me
down.
put the princess.
Yeah, she is your princess. Oh, Sades. She's so cute.
She always stays here with us.
She does. She always hangs.
Yeah. Okay, first question.
Give it to me.
Do you believe in any higher power?
Oh, 100%.
An afterlife?
Yes. Yes, I do. Yeah, I mean, my God, my cousin and I last weekend, we went down a deep rabbit hole with, anyways, we were really baked. So
when you do that, you should record it.
He wants to come on. So, oh my God, he would be great. He would be great. Yeah, we should record
because those are like Instagram moments.
Yeah, we were going deep down the rabbit hole of creation and aliens and all that sort of stuff. But anyways, yeah, I think this. See, we try to put life, the universe, God, religion into a box that we can understand. I don't know what our ancestors understood, 20,000 years ago, right? Mm. They might have understood a lot more than we even think. And I think that is probably more likely. But just in our society today, we try to fit things in a box that we understand. And I would argue ancient man did the same similar thing, trying to fit things in a box that they understood. I think the universe, the creator, is far beyond what we can even comprehend.
Humans can't comprehend a lot.
And I think when it comes to what is this, what is creation, what are we, what is the purpose, there may not be a purpose, right? That is a possibility too. However, it does seem like there is something to all this. I do believe in a creator. I believe in God. I don't know if it has to do necessarily with Catholicism or Christianity or Hinduism or anything like that.
It's not the hippie American Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that per se, and I'm not even. I do believe in Jesus as well.
Well, he was a real person.
Yeah, I do believe in Jesus, but I just think.
But he didn't look like a hippie dude from like Dakota.
I mean, probably not. Right?
He was born overseas in Israel.
Yeah, no, I understand. I'm just saying, like. I kind of feel as though what we've been told and taught is kind of mostly bullshit.
Well, I'm sure a lot of it is.
To some degree.
Of course, it's not accurate.
And I wouldn't be surprised if, like, my cousin and I were talking about, like, maybe we are genetic alterations of some higher power.
Absolutely.
Right?
Why not?
What I mean? Right, why not? I mean, could it be a possibility? Yeah, it could be a possibility. And maybe that is God.
Yeah.
We are, in the Bible talks about, God made, basically created in his own image. Yeah. Well, when you look at and again, I'm not saying this is true, but just an interesting thought. Like when you look at the Greys, we look kind of similar. We both bipedal, both arms, you know what I mean?
Maybe God is a supernatural dude that kind of looks like us, who's just strolling around space.
Yeah,
going from universe to universe.
Or maybe it is just God is just energy.
Could be energy.
You know what I mean? Not even a physical form per se.
Could be just a ball of energy.
Yeah, who knows, man? So
sphere of energy.
Yeah, but yes, I do believe in a higher power for sure.
All right. This next question I really like. So everybody that wants to answer this question, drop some comments on YouTube.
Okay.
Would you rather, this is a tough one to answer for me, but I know which way I would go, and I think we're going to choose different ways here.
Okay.
Would you rather be able to speak to animals or be fluent in every language?
Speak to animals.
Absolutely, animals, dude. Absolutely.
My man.
Are you
buddy?
crazy?
Yeah.
To be able to talk to every animal?
Oh, my God, it'd be awesome. I would love, like, Scott and I would talk about this all the time. Like, we wish that Luna could
of course
talk just for 5 minutes, just for 5 minutes a day, just so we knew how she felt.
Yeah.
Was anything bothering her? Like, is she hurting anywhere?
Yeah,
what hurts?
Just want to talk to her.
Just want to talk to her, make sure she's okay. Because, communicating with a human being obviously is a hell of a lot easier. You rationalize all that sort of stuff, right? It's like, you're raising a child or helping children, and you can rationalize with them and teach them. With a dog, you can understand verbal cues with each other, but it's not the same thing. Like,
you don't know when they're hurting, when they're sick. They could have a headache. They could, you know what I mean?
Or
like,
they look a little off, and you're like trying to guess, right?
We know when they're happy.
Yeah,
because they're always happy.
Yeah, I mean, we can tell when they're not feeling good or
when they're scared.
But it's like,
or something.
What's going on?
Why are you scared?
What's happening?
Yeah.
So talk to the animals.
Why are you humping the pillow? I just want to know. I want to know why. What are you thinking of right now while you're humping the pillow? I want to know. And do you want to smoke some weed with me? I'll ask it all kinds of questions. Right, Sadie?
Oh, my God.
I had a husky. Baloo was my husky, for those that knew.
That was your
Baloo.
first dog, right,
Second.
dude?
Second. I had a shepherd for 18 years.
Okay.
Named Jake. And then Baloo was a husky for 14 years. And Baloo smoked a lot of weed with me.
Well, canines have cannabinoid receptors in their body.
Yeah, she smoked a lot of. So when I lived in Florida too, I had a roommate and he had a hot dog, like a real hot dog.
Okay.
Named why can't I remember the dog? Anyway, what the fuck? I'll remember.
Okay.
But anyway, cool ass dog.
Right.
Didn't like a lot of people, but loved me, loved my dog, and this dog used to go around and eat roaches out of the ashtray. Because we used to get both of them high, but his dog took it to another level. Like, he ate joints, roaches, blunts. He got into an eighth one day.
Well,
I came home, he got into an eighth.
Oh my God.
Dude, it's a little hot dog. He was laying up, the wall was holding him up. So he's laying up against the wall, just chilling.
What was I going to say with that? Well, for those who don't know, when you heat up the trichomes, basically releases the THC out of the flower, right? Or activates the THC. So, but did you know that you can eat the leaves of the cannabis plant, eat the stems, right? There's a lot of other uses for the plant itself.
Yeah.
So I wonder if the dog was eating the flower because he had other medicinal benefits out of it.
Just like to get high.
Yeah, maybe he did. It's kind of funny. Luna accidentally ate a little bit of a brownie one day because it was in our pocket, and she got into our pocket. I guess our jacket was on the bed, and she got into it and ate it. Man, her slits. Her eyes were slits, and she was just like nodding. Yes. Oh man, she had the best sleep of her life that night. I'll tell you that.
That's great.
And we were all worried, like, shit, like, did she eat too much? I'm like, she's fine.
I've never done it with these three. I've never gotten these three high.
Yeah, well, that's probably
too small.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing. So, all right, give me your next question there, Bubba.
Wasn't that the second one?
I think that was the first one.
It was the afterlife question.
Yeah,
and animals.
Oh, that's right.
The language.
That's right. Yeah. All right, you got to answer. So, do you believe in afterlife?
Yeah, of course.
Are you a little bit more traditional in the fact of modern Christianity or Catholicism?
No, and I grew up in the church and Catholic, Christian, now Catholic, and like I believe in all that stuff. I believe. I don't really necessarily believe in like a physical God.
Okay.
I think there's a higher power. Yeah. Whatever that may be. Like you said, energy. Like it could be energy. It could be, who knows? Yeah. It could be a living planet. It could be whatever. It could be an alien that we're descended from that created us. Right. You know what I mean? Like.
But you are a believer.
Yeah. There's something else.
Yeah. Me too.
There's definitely something else.
I definitely believe. Do you pray, dude?
Not anymore.
Okay.
I used to. Not anymore.
Yeah, I pray, man.
Yeah. Not anymore.
Just to talk to something higher than me.
Well, that's the difference. I don't pray, but I do talk.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I sit there and no. It's not that. I'm talking. That's not Catholic religion. I can tell you that. But I will say,
it could be.
I guess it could be. Yeah. Right.
Because they speak in tongues.
True. Certain sects, I guess. Right. Now, usually when I'm like. Early in the morning when I'm driving, like on the
I'll have a conversation like he's next to me.
Yeah, like I'm. I don't know if it's the right thing to do, but kind of like I'm talking to a friend.
So I used to hate that about church, and we're not going to get into this too much.
Yeah, I got you.
But like I used to like, oh, go to confession, or why?
Right.
Why? Why do I need to talk to another guy who is just he's as big as a sinner as I am?
Yeah.
And then he's going to interpret what I'm saying.
When I can go talk to him directly.
Just chill right here and talk to him.
Right, exactly, and ask for forgiveness.
Yeah, I need to go through a third party.
Yeah, that's a good point. You know, I was having a conversation yesterday with a buddy of mine in the gym. We were talking about psychedelics and all this sort of stuff. I know it was going to be psychedelics, but it seems like ancient religions, right, that were maybe precursors to what we have today in religion, whether it's Hindu or Christianity or Muslim religion. A lot of them, if not maybe all of them, are rooted in psychedelic use, altering states of consciousness. And then it seemed like somewhere along the line, especially in Catholicism, because that happened in the Catholic Church as well. There are chalices now. There's a whole field of studies called archaeochemistry. And they're finding these ritualistic chalices, and they find ergot in them. And ergot is like a precursor to LSD. So you know, these people are tripping, essentially, when they're having these ceremonial rituals. And now they're having this connection to a higher power. And it seemed like somewhere along the lines, like let's just take with the Catholic Church, disbanded that use. And now we want to be the intermediary between you and God. We want to be the intermediary. So when you're going to confession and you're talking to a priest, well, he's the intermediary between you and God. But really, I don't know if you really need that intermediary between you and God.
You don't.
You might need the intermediary to achieve a deeper connection to God. Maybe that's what the priests think that they're doing. But dude,
not in that moment. They're not giving you advice in that moment. They're just listening.
I would agree. But, I mean, you've taken a lot of psychedelics, dude. Have you ever felt that deep relation to a higher power on mushrooms? Because I have.
I would say a deeper relationship to everything.
To everything.
On mushrooms.
And you're, okay, I agree with you.
Everything.
To everything.
Whatever you're thinking of, you feel closer to it.
That the world is alive.
Everything's alive.
Everything's alive.
Your physical body is alive.
You're alive.
Everything.
The world's alive, and you're like,
you're in
holy
tune.
shit.
You're more in tune with everything.
Exactly. And you're like, oh my God, there is something else.
It opens up a whole...
For sure.
It like opens the veil.
Exactly.
Right? It opens like there's a veil around all of us where we can only
it really is
see
a good way to put it.
Up to a certain point.
Yes.
When you're on shrooms, it opens the veil and it allows you to step into the next room.
Agreed.
You know what I mean?
Great way to put it. Yeah. Yes, agreed. And sometimes I would argue there are other rooms beyond that.
Oh, there are. I would say there are.
Yeah.
But to get there, who knows what you have to do.
Right. That might be DMT experiences.
We're just taking the next step.
Right, exactly. And to feel the love of God.
You feel everything.
Love like you never
probably
felt
cry
before.
like a...
Dude, I fucking cry.
I could see it.
Oh, dude, I cry, man.
Yeah.
I cry because I get real reflective. I'm a reflective person anyway, but I get real reflective and think
I actually like people when I'm on shrooms.
Yeah, I get super reflective, man. And it makes me think of like, oh, you're a big piece of shit.
I'm sure it's easy to do that.
You know, like you can be so much better for everybody. You need to be better.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not a self-deprecating. It's just like, hey, you're not as good as what you think you are, man. You could be better.
We could all look in the mirror and say that.
Exactly, dude. And that's what
even
it does.
not on shrooms.
Yeah, and I agree. That just helps tremendously.
Oh yeah, it makes it easier.
It makes it easier, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the second question.
Oh, talk to animals. You already said you would talk
animals
yeah,
all
for
day
sure.
long.
Yeah.
And I would. Oh my God, that would be amazing.
Wouldn't that be awesome, man? It'd be like Dr. Dolittle.
That would be even better.
Yeah.
Because I'd be going around talking to every animal I could, dude. Now, does that include like insects?
I would say I would like to.
It does, right?
Yeah,
like insects too.
Yeah, I have a healthy respect for insects.
Yeah, spiders, whatever.
I have a healthy
scorpions. I want to talk to the ones that kill people.
Oh, and see like what they're thinking.
Why? Like what's up?
Yeah,
you just hungry, or
I think it would have to do more with. Well, you're saying like the insects that kill people, like a
everything that kills people,
or
like
bear.
lions, bears,
I
sharks.
think there would be different perspectives on that.
I want to know it all.
Yeah. Okay.
Then I'd write a book.
Did you see that video of I don't know what kind of shark it was. It might have been a bull shark. It was I guess it was must have been in Africa, confronting a pod of hippos.
No, did I see that? I've seen a croc do that a bunch of times.
Confront a pod of hippos. Yeah, the
hippos
croc
tore that shit up.
Oh yeah, they don't mess.
Crocs don't want any part of a hippo.
They don't mess. Those
hippos kill more people than.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure they are the most.
I think they kill more people than anything.
Yes, in Africa.
Hippos are.
Wow, dude. Did you ever go to the Camden Aquarium?
Yeah, there's one that's a big hippos.
And they had that glass thing right there, and you're like...
You can see underwater, too.
Right, and they're kind of like swimming up to you, and you're like, whoa.
But they look so like they would be gentle. Like, they look like a big, like, huggable, like, creature. No.
They are not.
I mean, their teeth are like that.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, no thank you.
They toss around saltwater Nile crocodiles. They toss around like they're toys.
Yeah.
Like they're toys.
Yeah, no, I've seen some things on that.
The only ways hippos ever get eaten by a croc is if they're already dead.
Yeah, no, thank you. I have zero desire
like
to.
A hippo could just roll through if there was 30 crocs.
Yeah,
a hippo's just rolling through.
Yeah,
they're not touching him at all.
No, because they're gonna get jacked.
They're not going anywhere near that.
No.
It doesn't matter because crocs don't hunt in packs.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, they're gonna get jacked. Yeah,
I've also seen sharks, first crocs or gators. I saw a shark. Was it? I forget. I think it was the shark chasing the gator. It wasn't a very big gator.
Okay,
but it was probably like a 5-foot gator and like a 6-7 foot shark. The shark was bigger, and it was tracking it, and it like snipped the tail of the gator, and then the gator was like right by land and jumped on land.
Okay, the gator didn't turn around.
No,
and give it a little
he didn't want no piece of that.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I would imagine the shark probably a little more agile underwater.
Probably, but if the gator, either one, whoever gets a hold of each other first, it's game over.
Yeah, gonna get it. Yeah. Well, I don't know, because can the shark's teeth penetrate the skin?
I would think so. It's not like armor. It's just rough skin.
It kind of acts like armor.
We could stick a knife through a gator.
Yeah, but I like. Do you ever watch what the hell is that show on Discovery Channel? Swamp Men.
Yeah.
Right? Was it Swamp Men where they go out hunting gators?
I think that was the name of it. But yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Well,
they corral them.
Yeah. Where do they? No, they catch them on a hook.
Yeah, they're taking them out of like a dangerous area.
No. These guys hunt gators
and kill them.
Yeah, and sell them. And how they do it is they hang like a big fish hook with a piece of meat off a tree branch. Gator comes up, grabs it, it's like fishing, and pulls it and hooks itself. And now it's tethered to a tree. So the hunters come by, they make their rounds, and they shoot it at the base of the skull.
No, I don't watch that shit.
Oh, okay.
I don't like that.
That was a long time ago. They had that on there.
No, I like the ones where they go in, like there's a flood in Florida, and the golf course flooded, and there's a gator now on hole 9 in the water. The guys that come and just throw a rope around its neck, corral it, and put it in the back of a pickup truck and take it somewhere safe.
Yeah. You ever watch that video of this old man?
That fought the one? He jumped on the back?
Yeah, and got bit.
Yeah. The dude he bit him on the arm.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
Gator was just chilling.
Right.
Minding its own business. Right. Okay, maybe it was by its house or something.
I think the guy was trying to catch it and they're going to tape it, move it.
Yeah, because he was too close.
Right, but this guy was like 70 years old.
He was an old man. He was an old man, and he watched probably a little too many of the shows, and he thought he could do it.
Yes, he did. Right?
He got behind it.
Yep.
He tried to cover it with like a jacket or something.
Yeah.
And he jumped on the back.
I think he was positioned too far back.
Yeah, because the thing just turned around and grabbed his arm.
Yeah, and bit him.
He's lucky he didn't die.
I know. It just bit like his skin.
And it let him go.
Yes, agreed.
Like he could have done the death roll and ripped his arm off.
Yeah. Dude, I remember watching that video thinking to this guy, I'm like, oh, I know what's going through this guy's head right now. Yeah. This was a bad idea.
Yeah. Well, because the guy fell back. Now the guy's on his ass.
Right.
He's sitting on his ass.
You can see he's like, oh, shit.
Yeah, his arm's all torn up.
Yeah.
And he's just sitting there. And the croc is 2 feet in front of him.
Yeah,
he's right next to him.
Yeah.
Thankfully, the croc could have easily killed him.
Oh, 100%.
But he let him go.
Yeah,
he just... Yeah, what an idiot.
Yeah, well, sometimes you do dumb shit.
And then you have those idiots like in Thailand that stick their skull inside.
Dude, I've watched too many videos of a dude putting his arm in, and he's the crowd's like, yeah.
And then he gets ripped off.
The freaking croc comes.
He did the death roll.
And rips his arm.
His shredded.
Dude.
The ones that I've seen it where the croc or the gator clamps down on the dude's head.
What are you doing? What do you do?
I told you there was an ad when I lived in Florida, right? So when I lived in Orlando in like 1990, or it was like 2000, 2001, whenever it was, and I was looking for a job. I just went down there. I was looking for a job, and it was gator wrestling, and it was $10 an hour.
$10 an hour.
$10 an hour.
What year was this, dude?
Like 2001.
$10 an hour. You're gonna get $10 an hour. I wonder what
teach you how to.
It's probably like $20 an hour today, is what it was.
Probably, yeah. And it was no experience necessary. Come wrestle a gator. Like, we'll teach you.
Yeah, no thank you.
I didn't take it.
Yeah, no thank you.
Yeah. Instead, I was in the swamp with a machete, cutting lines for a land surveying company in Florida with spotters watching for gators. That's what I was doing.
Yeah, but at least you weren't, I guess you were still willingly going into the realm of the gator.
Oh, I was.
But you weren't like willingly sticking your hand in their freaking mouth.
No, and I had a machete too.
Right,
and
right.
spotters.
Right.
Like,
golly, man, what the hell? There's a Twitter account that I follow. I think it's called the Darwin Awards, and it's like all that type of shit.
Stupid awards.
Oh my god! And you're like, why would you do something like that?
Yeah,
it's man, it's always like young guys too.
I mean,
like 20 years old with their brains aren't fully developed. Doing
I was
stupid
25,
shit.
26 when I was in Florida.
Right,
so I thought about it. Oh, gator wrestling.
Yeah, but you're like a little bit more mature at that point.
I kind of understood. It's probably not the wisest thing to do.
Oh my god, no.
Have you ever? Because gators are intimidating.
Yeah, man, they're freaking dinosaurs.
So I went to there's parks all over Florida, like Gatorland and things like that, where there's hundreds of gators. So I went to the one, and it wasn't like Gatorland. Gatorland is more like touristy.
Okay.
I went to other ones that are more secluded.
Okay.
Where you can go on like the river boats,
oh,
like the swamp boats, with the things, and you go around. And then we went to a farm, and there was hundreds of gators in there, just sunbathing, chilling, swimming, and it was just a chain link fence, like a regular chain link fence, separating the gators from the people. So, like right next to the fence, they're sunbathing. So I like walked up, the fence is here, gators here, and I'm sitting here looking at this thing, hundreds of gators. And I'm just looking at this one by the fence, and it had to be 8, 9 feet long, tail to head.
Yeah.
But just sitting there growling.
Yeah, like guttural growl.
That growl that's like, don't fucking come near me. Like it's like a dinosaur growling at you.
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like. It sounded like a dinosaur.
Right, yeah.
And I'm just like, I was sitting there for a little while, and I was like, this isn't comfortable. It's not very comfortable.
No.
Even though there's a fence between us, like, I don't want to hear this.
No.
Like, you want to eat me. Like, you want to eat me. I know you want to eat me. I'm going to walk away. Even though I'm protected, I'm just going to back up.
Yeah, no thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it fascinates me, the people that are... I mean, look, different strokes for different folks, man. Some people are...
Like Ocean Ramsey.
Yeah, that chick is... ultimate respect.
I watched another video of her, and she's swimming like a victim on purpose to see what the tiger sharks are going to do to her. So she was acting like a victim, seeing how once they're coming up with their mouth open, then she just turns around and she's like, no, go away.
Ultimate respect, man.
And these things are big, like their jaws are like that.
Dude.
And she's just like,
ultimate respect.
go away.
God, man. I'd love to talk to her. What is in her mind that just makes her
balls, bro?
Right, freaking like just a iron mind. Balls of steel.
Jesus, she's swimming with.
She must have to have a freaking wheelbarrow to carry her nuts around because.
If you guys don't know who Ocean Ramsey is, just go on YouTube or TikTok or wherever.
Yeah, I start sweating when I watch some of those videos.
Bro, I've been in the water with sharks. I've even snorkeling. I don't like snorkeling because you're out there.
Oh yeah.
And there's all kinds of stories.
Oh yeah.
Of snorkelers getting attacked by sharks.
Yeah.
So whenever I'm snorkeling, all I'm doing is looking for sharks.
Well, I agree.
That's all I'm doing.
I have to like,
right? Like sure I'm checking my back.
Yeah.
Like I'm checking everywhere. Yeah. Everybody else is like looking at the coral. No, where are you at? Because I watch Ocean Ramsey and I'm gonna get away. I'm just gonna ninja my ass.
Do you have to like go vertical?
You got to go vertical. You got to show them how big you are.
Vertical is the way to go.
If you're swimming away, they're going to think you're prey.
I see.
So you got to go vertical. So you want to show your length.
Yeah.
Go vertical, hold your ground.
Yeah, that takes balls to do too.
That takes, but I would
you're
rather
exposed now.
Yeah, but I would rather do that than just try and swim away because you're never going to outrun a shark.
No.
So face the shark, and then if it gets near you,
wax on, wax off.
Wax off. Yeah, Danielson that shit.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Any other comments? Any other thoughts, dude?
Nah, that's it, man.
All right, man. Yeah. That's it for What's Inside You. Thank you so much. Drop a comment below if you have any other questions that you would like us to answer on What's Inside You. Leave a comment and we'll do that. Shout you out as well. All right, switching gears. Lately, I've been hearing a lot of different talk about mask mandates again. I'm just like, what the fuck? Vaccines.
COVID part 2.
I'm like, wait a minute. What the? Isn't this shit? I thought we moved past this, right?
We are.
So then I'm hearing things like, Alex Jones. You ever listen to Alex Jones sometimes? Oh my God, the guy's a wild man. But he is right about certain things, right? And he's like, yeah, come October, they're going to lock things down again. So, and I'm like, no way. Then I was just reading an article, Brown University, I think it was Brown University, requiring mask mandates for all students and staff on campus. And I think it was 3 vaccines required to get on campus. And I'm like, this can't be fucking possible.
Like just implemented?
I think just implemented for this coming school year. Right. And then so I was reading this article. It's from the Telegraph. This is from a day ago. So we're recording Saturday. What's today's date?
My mother and her boyfriend have COVID right now.
Oh, they do?
Yeah. Or last week. Maybe they don't have it anymore, but the last 2 weeks. I think
whatever. I mean,
it's still around.
It will never not be around.
It's the flu.
It's going to be around forever.
The flu.
Right.
Yeah.
Biden's plot to send America back into lockdown must be stopped. This is from the Telegraph a day ago. All right, so this is from August 25th. Just this week, an Atlanta college announced that they will reinstate, here we go, mask mandates for students and faculty at their university. The Lionsgate Film Studio in Los Angeles has told their crews to wear masks again. The Biden administration is buying COVID equipment and hiring pandemic safety protocol officers. And the federal government is also sending $1.4 billion to defense contractors and pharmaceutical companies for more COVID countermeasures, quote unquote, and vaccines. Does the lunacy ever stop? The COVID fanatics nonsense never seems to end. In 20 years, we will still probably be prepping for our next lockdown and queuing our 100th booster shot. And why would it end? Biden's Project Next Gen proves that no lessons have been learned from the last set of pandemic restrictions. Even the British government, certainly not one you could accuse of failure to lock down and vaccinate, is doing none of this. We the people are sick of it and are starting to resist. Only 17% of Americans got their COVID booster shot, according to the CDC data. Americans constantly read alarmist stories about new variants and potential future lockdowns and have started saying hell no to the tyranny. As a matter of fact, I was just listening to, he was on the board of the FDA, or maybe he was the head of the FDA, and he's on the board of Pfizer now. Is that not a fucking conflict of interest?
I would think so.
You were on the FDA, and now you're on the board of Pfizer.
There's no collusion.
And he's sitting there saying, well, we got these new variants out, and people need to get vaccinated. Like, who the fuck is listening to you anymore?
Yeah.
All right, so continuing. But it's easy to say things online and much more difficult to muster the strength to refuse to comply in the face of shame, vitriol, and the admonishment of those around you. That is true, right? That can be true. It continues. I know just how hard it can be. I live in Los Angeles for the bulk of the COVID pandemic, one of the cities where the draconian hammer stroke of the law fell the hardest. Every day was a test of my patience. Every grocery store employee told me to wear a mask. Every bartender told me I couldn't enter without a vaccine card. Every person walking down the street kept their 6 feet distance and wouldn't look at you. It was truly a miserable place to live. Dude, speaking of this, I was in New Mexico, and, Scott and I were walking down the street. We were Santa Fe or whatever. Fucking nobody around. This dude comes by on a bike. Put your damn mask on! Let's see. Okay. For not just people like me who stood up to the mandates and the tyranny, but for the people who complied as well. And now Biden wants to bring all this back again. So it seems. We'll see. It was hard the first time to fight back against the dictates of those passing their lockdown, mask, and vaccine laws, especially when they didn't even follow their own rules and principles. That is true. It was new, and we didn't know what to do at first. Let's see. We didn't know what COVID really was and how it would affect us in the long run. Nobody had all the answers, but now we do. We know that Dr. Fauci misled the American people about the potential origin of the COVID virus, quickly dismissing the Wuhan lab leak theory as a conspiracy, which now it really does seem like the virus came from Wuhan and the lab, by the way. We know the mask mandates forced upon citizens were ineffective at best, and we know the devastating impact the lockdowns have had on the mental health of young people. Very true. But we have but one opinion. Do not comply. As soon as we give up our freedom for a bit of safety, we risk losing all of it, alongside everything that gives us our humanity. I urge everyone reading this today to take into account that we would be risking by sleepwalking again into disaster. Our jobs, our friendships, and even our futures may be at risk if we refuse to back down in the face of Biden's fear-mongering. But we must be brave and stand up for our right to be free. It's the only option we have. And I couldn't agree more. Again, this is from the Telegraph by Will Witt. So just over the past week, like I said, I kept hearing a lot of things, and I saw this article, and I'm just like, I could definitely see, well, just think over the past couple of years. Prior to COVID, I didn't follow politics that much. I was a little bit more aware of the BS that goes on. But for the longest time of my life, I literally thought we were the good guys. Mm-hmm. I literally thought, I'm like, oh, our government would never lie to us. Like, dude,
you believe that?
I believe that, dude. Yeah. I believe that. And partly is because I didn't pay attention. And I think, and that's my fault, right? That's my fault. And then once COVID hit, I'm like, wait a minute. There's a lot of weird shit going on here. There's a lot of stuff that does not make sense to my logical brain. And then I start really getting into politics. I start really looking into history of our country, all that sort of stuff. America's fantastic. The government is subpar. And just like all governments, it really does appear like that it goes naturally corrupt.
Yeah.
And gets bigger and bigger and tries to gobble up more and more power.
It's all about power.
It is about power, dude. And it's just like, I really pray to God that if this is true, people stand up for what is right. COVID wasn't nothing. It was something. A lot of people, all our lives got affected. People did die, but it wasn't what we were told. It wasn't the fucking bubonic plague, right? We were lied to countless times. And if people don't realize how much we were lied to, let's just backtrack. I'll give a little history of it. COVID first comes out. A lot of fear-mongering. Nobody really did know. Article even talks about that. Nobody knew. I was a little nervous and scared. I had one dude, he came to my house, I came to my neighbor's house, was pressure washing her house. And I was talking to him. He's like, dude, they're saying 1 million people are going to die alone in California. 1 million people alone. And he was all panicked. I'm like, listen, man, you need to calm down because panicking is not going to do anything for anybody. So then time goes on. Everything gets locked down. We were first told by Sir Anthony Fauci that masks don't work. Don't go out and get masks. That's what we were told at first. Then he comes out and says, everybody should be wearing a mask. But wait a minute. You just said masks don't work. I said that because I said I can't speak.
Yeah, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Let's see. I said that because, right? That's how he talks. I said that because I didn't want everybody to go out there and get the masks. So he didn't want everybody to go out and get freaking masks because he was afraid, this is what he says, he was afraid that they were going to get bought out and they weren't going to be...
Who do you think bought the masks out?
Well, we went out and got masks.
After that, though.
I don't know.
But why do you think they were very difficult to find?
Because China
makes all out by the governments.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, he said, he's like, I don't want everybody to go out and get masks because we need them for professionals. That's why he said that masks didn't work because of the fear. Okay, let's cut you a break. And let's say you're telling the truth. You still lied to us, though, initially. You're still a public figure and you still lied. Maybe there was an altruistic reason you did that. Okay, we'll give you the benefit of the doubt. But then when you think about it, masks never did work, by the way. You had, and if you think about it, like, what a great way to suppress people. Fucking here, put this fucking thing on.
Cover your mouth.
Cover your mouth up. Yeah. Put this on, right? Yet you had politicians going out. You know, you got Nancy Pelosi in a hair salon when everything's supposed to be locked down without a mask, walking around. You had Gavin Newsom at the French Laundry, you know, with 15 of his friends, like, having dinner without masks on. Like, that's acceptable, but we're gonna put a mask on everybody else. You shut your hole, okay? So masks never worked, right? And there's plenty of data on that now, all right? So we were lied to about that. Then we have news of a vaccine. Trump comes out and he's saying it's probably going to be about 18 months until we get a vaccine. Well, that shit came out within 6 months, basically. Now Trump's pounding his chest, like, look at what I did. Then you have, this is how fucked up this is. I don't even know if you knew this, dude. Then you have Biden and Kamala saying, I'm not taking that vaccine. I don't know what's in that vaccine. That's Trump's vaccine. We're not taking that. They're on video in front of public saying, we're not taking that vaccine. We don't know what that is, all that sort of stuff. Okay. Let's fast forward a little bit more. Then we have Biden gets elected. And then we have this big push for fucking the vaccine. Yeah. We have Fauci. If you get the vaccine, you're not going to get sick. So I'm thinking so now I'm still up in the air about the vaccine. I'm a little skeptical. I'm not sure yet. Seems like it's going to be a benefit. Oh, it's going to cure you? It's going to be okay? Well, then sure, I'll get the vaccine. Like, if I get the shot, like, I'm immune, right? That's what we were told. Well, come to find out, you get the shot and you're not fucking immune.
You need a second shot and a third shot.
Oh, we need exactly, right? Yeah. Oh, but breakthrough cases are rare. They're not fucking rare. They weren't ever rare. And you knew they weren't rare, and you're still lying.
Let's move forward.
Okay.
Let's go back to the article. Okay. We're talking about now, the future.
Right. So I'm laying this all out because I think there's people out there that are so pro-lockdown, still so pro-vaccine, so pro-mask. And why would you ever be pro that? Considering that we were lied to about it all.
Because people don't know and they're fearful.
Again, we have a gift. It's called our brain. It is okay to use the brain.
You expect too much from people.
Well, maybe I do. Yeah. And maybe that's what we need. We need to have a high expectation for others. We need to use our brain, and we need to stop looking at the elites as having all the answers. So getting back to the article, now fast forward, post-pandemic, well, we need a new boogeyman. Well, what's the new boogeyman? Well, the new boogeyman is the war in Ukraine, Russia, and climate change. That's the new boogeyman. And then all of a sudden, we have this, maybe this bringing lockdowns again, you have already universities and different places instilling that. And then you got to sit back and you got to wonder, why? Why would we be trying? Why would our leaders, quote unquote, be trying to push that again? And it's like, maybe there's a real big push to test the waters, to see what people will comply with. And if they comply with this, even knowing that it was all bullshit, not all bullshit, but even knowing that we lied to them countless times, well, now it's going to be easy to fucking steal more power. Now it's easy to suppress a population. Now it's easy to take control.
It's just more control.
And that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm saying. Everybody out there that's listening, think for yourself. Think about how many times we were lied to by our government. Forget who's in power, Trump, forget all. I'm just saying, think about how many times we were lied to. And why would we trust them again? Not only them. Think about who runs cover for them. Well, who runs cover for them is legacy media. CNN, MSNBC, Fox News. They run cover and they push the party's agenda. They bullshit and lie to us as well. And they did that same bullshit through the pandemic, and they're doing the same bullshit today. And and a lot of it has to do with fear. And then they use that fear to steal more power.
It's easy to control people when they're feared, when they have fear.
Yeah, and I really feel like if this were to happen again, if this is true, and let's just say come October, November, this winter, whatever, there's going to be reinstatements of things. I hope more people stand up for what is right. I am going to be that person because enough is enough. Would you be that person?
Yeah, I'm not going to do whatever they say. I'm going to do what I want.
So you go to ShopRite, and they're like, sir, you got to wear a mask. What do you say?
I don't have one.
I say respectfully, I'm not wearing one.
Yeah, I don't need to wear a mask.
Yeah, respectfully. I didn't have to wear a mask the past couple of years. No. Everything was fine. COVID was still around.
I'm good.
What's the big deal?
Yeah,
respectfully. I'm not trying to be combative to people.
No,
I'm going to be respectful to people.
I'm gonna do what I always do.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, hey, you know what? Just stay away from me then. Yeah. Stay 6 feet away from me if you're that worried. And if you're that worried,
go fuck your face. That's how you just end the conversation.
I'm not gonna say that to people.
Just take your pants off. They'll walk right away. That's all you gotta do. Anytime somebody wants to fight you, get naked. They're not gonna touch you. Just take your clothes off.
What, you want somebody to
go? You want to go? And just
pull your pants down.
Pull your pants off.
Mandingo
square up. Square up, pull your pants off. Nobody is stepping up to fight you. True. I don't care how mad they are at you. They're going to be like, what the?
Yeah, get away from me, animal. I will say respectfully, I'm not going to comply. And, look, I didn't comply. I wore a mask, all that sort of stuff. I did not get vaccinated. And I'm really glad I didn't. Really, really glad I didn't. Because number one, the research definitely shows that natural immunity is way stronger than the vaccine anyway. Vaccine didn't protect against shit regardless.
To each their own. I don't care what my neighbor's doing.
To each their own. I don't care either. My point is now you're not going to dictate what I'm going to do.
I'm going to do what I do.
Exactly.
I'm going to do what I do.
Exactly, buddy. So any other thoughts on that, my man?
No.
All right. Let's wrap it up there, big dog.
Words of wisdom with digital slang. Today's words of wisdom: you are never as stuck as you think you are. Success is not final and failure isn't fatal.
You're not as stuck as you think you are. Success isn't final and failure isn't fatal. Very true. Very true, my man. I like it.
Don't quit if you fail.
That's right. Got to keep going. A lot of learning lessons with that.
It should be.
Yeah, should be, man.
Yeah.
So anyways, everybody, thank you so much for listening and watching. We really, really appreciate you. You can find us on all different platforms. Just type in Bourbon and Blunts and we'll be around. Any other things to report on, my friend?
That's it. We'll be back with new episodes during the week, next week, and moving forward.
Yeah. So really appreciate you. Thank you so much, everybody. We love you, and we'll talk to you next time.
Deuces.
Bye.